So we got a little ahead of ourselves yesterday and we started nailing on our ceiling joists before we'd actually finished plumbing and lining the walls, which is an actual critical step. So now we're in the process of plumbing and lining the walls. Luckily, we only had to pop off 2 of these ceiling joists, and I'll show you. If you come on up in here, I'll show you. Basically, what we've been doing here this morning is we built ourselves a plumb stick. We took a straight piece of a 2x4, took a little tiny level and duct taped it to it and nailed some little strips on each end. You know, I took one strip that I cut in half so they're the same width. That enables us to put this against the wall and check for plumb. And then if any of these studs are bowed at all, then it won't matter because we're not bumped up against the studs, see, so they can bow and we can still check to see if top to bottom if the wall's plumb. Well, the critical thing that we didn't do is we didn't check all this yesterday before we started nailing these on, and we kind of noticed that we were about a 1/4 inch off on one of the ends of these ceiling joists when we were nailing it on. And you can't necessarily just pull these walls and push these walls by hand. I'll show you what we did. What we did here is we checked for plumb. We were slightly off, so we attached this board on one end and we pushed the wall over to get this wall plumb and then nailed in a temporary brace. So now this wall is perfectly plumb and level vertically. Actually, these 2 walls are perfectly level plumb vertically. This wall we have not yet done. You see there's no temporary brace here, so we're about to do these walls. Over here, this wall had to move a little bit further, and we had some trouble moving this wall. So we could not move this wall by hand because it was too heavy and too tight to move by hand. So here's what you do in that situation. You take a big board like this and you lay the board in there. Then you can push on this and push your wall out at the top. That gives you a lot more leverage. Now we're about to do the other 2 ends. Oh, one other thing we've done, we tacked up some boards on the outside here, tied a line to it, and that runs end to end. So you can check and see if your wall is perfectly straight or not. Looks pretty good. Looks like there's one little spot there, but we definitely have some of the places you might have trouble is where this wall is spliced here and we don't really have enough overlap here, so we had to put in a metal plate in between there. So that's one of those points where your wall can bow. So it's one of the things you got to check and be sure of. So I think we got that in there good now though. These ceiling joists are reattached.
What are you doing?
Bracing.
Jeez. Did you hold that board? Man, I don't know where these are going to line up.
Does that stay on?
No, these are braces.
Why are you bothering to do this?
Because we have to brace the walls at perfectly straight
Why?
up and down so we can put the rest of the joists in and then the roof. And once everything's structurally together.
Hey, move that board over and stand on the end. Oh, God.
You weren't ready, weren't you?
Stand on the end. Stand on the end of the board so it doesn't slide.
What?
It's sliding out. There you go.
Hi.
Stop eating all the candy.
I'm not eating.
That's all you've been doing.
That's not even true.
So we got sheathing up on this corner, or this end of the house. It's 2 corners, which has made this super solid. So here it is from the outside. Got this end. This end is done. Look at that. That huge window we got. It's gonna be so nice. And then also a big sliding glass door. It's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Love it. Oh boy.
Guys, stop standing on the boards that we're working on.
This is like the most chaotic construction site ever.
Why did you throw this in?
The most chaotic construction site ever.
Thank God. Wait for me. I'll be right back. Stop. Are you my Uber? Thank you.
And I think I might be the Uber for that dog.
What dog? Kevin, come on!
Kevin, come!
Kevin, come!
Kevin, come here!
Kevin!
Come here, boy! He'll follow us, don't worry.
Kevin! Wow, he listens really well.
Yeah, he's our best listening dog.
Come on, Kevin!
He laid down, I'm pretty sure.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna tip. Oh, we're gonna tip. Ah. You almost threw me out. Oh, your Uber sucks. I'm getting bugs.
Yeah, we don't really have a windshield. Who needs you guys? Yes, that's you. What the heck? What happened to it?
Ah! 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 Freaking hell.
That's not bad!
Maddie, pay attention!
That's not down! That's not bad!
It actually sounds good. Wait, what happened to the rest of the camera?
I told you! It's underneath the street! I can't reach the pedal! Shorty!
All right, now you guys run this down to Cardi. He needs
I
those.
will.
I forgot.
I'll run it down.
Okay. Hey, here's something very important to tell you. Bye. Oh, hey, listen.
What's next? Okay, so we finished our plating and detailing, which is, you know, putting all our boards in place of where our walls are going to be and then marking it all out. And now we're to the point of actually assembling the walls. So we got our first big wall going together. This here is where a big sliding glass door goes. Over here we got kitchen window going in, and that's the bedroom at that end. And so there's another sliding glass door in the bedroom. So right now we've left our bottom plate attached here. So that's attached to the floor. So while we're hammering, we got something to give us some back support. And then we'll be pulling that one back off and nailing it onto the bottom of this wall. So, it's moving along. And we got a nail gun too, but kind of doing double duty. Doing a little bit of old school hammering at the same time. So we got these, we waited till we put this header in place. So we got to measure the exact dimension of these cripples that go on the top, just so we got them right. Because on paper it said 9 inches, but you know, when you get the walls together, it ends up being slightly less than 9 inches. So we wait to measure these top cripples and cut those after we started assembling, so that we know exactly what we got. We've already measured out, like, and cut all of our lower cripples that go like below the window. There's a whole stack of cripples for both these walls over there. So yeah, so now we're assembling, and then we'll be standing this wall up, bracing it in place, and then assemble this wall and stand it up, brace it in place. Then we'll be assembling the far wall, standing it up, and bracing it in place. And so we're basically ready here to do 3 walls and get them up. The wall on this end is a little bit of a different story, because we have a gable, not a gable, we have a vaulted ceiling on this end, and this vaulted ceiling, so it's like a 312 vaulted ceiling. So we have to build a rake wall on this end of it, and we need to double check our details on that before we build it. So we're just getting these 3 in place. We're also doing an interior wall here. That'll be the back wall of the kitchen, and that'll help keep everything together here. So here we go.
That's too big. Keep on going.
Brody, restart.
Come there. We're gonna make it as realistic as possible. Ready? You filming?
Is this a cool ball?
No, this is a cool. Dad, someone screwed up here too.
Oh,
This one's it's the wrong spot.
Dad! That is not where that's supposed to go.
What?
The plate
Yeah, it
is on the other wall. No.
Shoot. You're right.
Plate strap!
Dang, I even wrote on it.
How did I mess that up? All right, well,
I don't think we can.
I'll just pry this back off. No, I wouldn't do that.
Look. Okay.
See, Dally?
Like, boss man.
We're not the only ones that make mistakes.
I can't believe you messed
Nobody is Larry Hahn here.
I can't believe you messed that up. Alright. I knew I should have been.
The plans, too.
So, Dad, that's why you have plans.
Look. You put it on this wall.
Oh my gosh, unbelievable.
We needed it on where the bathroom and kitchen wall come in. There's literally like a foot of overlay. Well, I guess we'll go get another one because
I mean, it's not like we're gonna put the wall up by itself tonight, anyways.
yeah, I don't think we're getting it up tonight. This is a lot more work than I thought it was gonna be.
Well, you watch a video of Larry Hahn doing it, and he literally looks like they frame an entire house in a day.
I think
He's wearing the same outfit.
I think he can.
Like a 1,200 square foot house, and here we are struggling with. It takes us 8 hits to put a nail in. He takes 2.
One.
skills, Brody. He's like,
How does he set it?
Sets it in place.
He literally goes boom, wham.
he goes
Wham! Wham!
How?
Wham!
I don't know. The guy's incredible.
like this.
Wham! In.
Try it.
Rowdy will miss. And why into the board?
Don't nail it there.
Idiot, Rowdy.
This is why it takes us so much longer.
This is.
You were right.
Magic. It went all the way through.
Tiny home! The delivery's here! Brody, what did you say about them stealing your tiny home?
Dad, just like it. What the heck?
Yeah, we're parking multiple tiny homes up here.
Kobe,
This is just a platform. This ain't no floor.
Kobe, right here.
Joe win.
Don't hit
Larry
it.
Hahn style.
I knew it.
Joanne?
Seen us.
Who's
Joe
Joe?
and Larry Hahn.
Oh, is Joe is.
So our camera fell and broke. So it's been a little while since we've done a decent video because we had to send it in for repair, and it actually took them forever to fix it. But a whole new lens on this thing. So, you know, that's an expensive camera too. So psyched that it's fixed, and now we can finally show you what our progress has been since our last video. And you can see that we have actually finished all of our framing of the walls inside. We finished the sheathing outside, and we started framing the roof. So I'll take you on a quick little tour of what's been done in here. So there's our big window, southern exposure. This is our kitchen. We got some plywood on the wall there to reinforce the structure so that we got some, you know, that plywood serving as bracing as an interior wall. That's also gonna be the wall that we mount cabinets to. So pretty much that entire wall will be covered with either cabinets or backsplash, tile, and whatnot. So it doesn't really matter that it's not drywall. You won't even notice it in the end. Got the bathroom framed out, bedroom with 2 closets, one on each side, and then we framed the center section of the roof, which is rafters above these ceiling joists, and then you can see here we've got our first truss in place, and so we're building scissor trusses right now, and these scissor trusses are going to go over. They're just gonna go over the master bedroom here. Well, it's the only bedroom, but so this bedroom section will have a vaulted ceiling. That's a 612 at the top and a 312 for the vault. So this outer room here as well. This is the main room. You can see as you come out from underneath these ceiling joists, the rest of this will all be scissor trusses, just like what I just showed you there. So we still need to also finish up the rafters. We basically just have the rafters in place with one bracing board up there right now, and so we got a lot more to do on that. But we've been trying to get these. We've been really working hard trying to get the these trusses going, since we're building them ourselves, and we built the first one like totally perfect dimensions. I mean, it was 100% perfect. But when we lined it up and matched it up, we put it up next to our rafters on each side, and our truss was a 1/2 inch higher. So I guess, you know, based on the rafters, because when you're nailing those up, there's room for some play as you nail all that together and you're leveling off your the beam up there. You know, when you're getting that ridge beam leveled off and everything, there can be a slight little variation then in terms of what your plan stated for and what you end up with. And so we were off by 1/2 inch each side, basically meaning that the peak of our rafters, you know, which you can't really see the peak there, but it's the peak above the ridge beam. So if you drew that line, you know, on up, basically, it's still a 1/2 inch off. So I have to cut this and edit this. I screwed up. So basically what ended up happening is that our cut again. All right, so remember all this. So what ended up happening then is our rafters, the peak of that roof is actually a 1/2 inch shorter on each side at the peak than our trusses. And so what we're having to do then is actually modify our truss dimensions just slightly to bring that down. And what we did on this first one that we already had built is we just kind of shaved off the correct angle on those 2x6s. So we just shaved them down so that a 1/2 inch, we brought that down just a bit. But we're trying to build the rest of the roof trusses to match perfectly then with what we have in terms of the rafters.